Hi everyone, this is Joanna Martonic, Senior State Marketing Manager with RBFF. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I have a few housekeeping items to go through before we get started. First of all phones are going to be kept on mute throughout the duration of the webinar. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so you can ask questions at that time by using the questions box on your screen. Or if you have a question during the webinar, go ahead and put it in a question box and we will read it out loud and address it with the group at the end. A copy of our slides along with the recording of the presentation will be posted to the website following the webinar, and we'll send out an email to all attendees when these materials are available. Before exiting the webinar, please take the time to fill out the survey that will pop up at the end. The survey helps us plan future webinars and assess how we can better assist you in your marketing efforts. So we really appreciate your feedback on today's webinar. So today we'll hear from Rachel Piacenza, Senior Director of Marketing, Joanna Lario, Senior Manager of Digital Content, and you all are lucky enough to have me chime in a bit as well. So first, I'd like to pass it over to Rachel Piacenza.
Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate the intro. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining the team today. For those who don't know me, I'm Rachel Piacenza. I've been with RBFF for 12 years. Prior to that, I had a brief stint at Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources in the Fisheries Division, working specifically in angler education and outreach. So you could say I'm a little bit hooked on fishing, and you will not get out of here without a few fishing puns sprinkled in along the way. Before we get started here, just wanted to kind of let you know just a little brief background. Growing up as a young girl who spent many weekends fishing, I can say fishing has had a profound impact on my life. And I'm sure many others on this webinar would agree. But I rarely witnessed other girls or women like me participating or in fishing related marketing and or advertising. However, things are changing and we're really excited to see that. In the past 5 to 6 years, more and more women are entering or returning to the sport. Here's what we'll go through a little bit today. I'll present a research overview. Joanna will present a little bit more detail on our Find Your Best Self campaign, which is probably why most of you are here today. Joanne will present on our PR and communications, and then we'll turn it back to Joanna for amplifying the campaign. Our team here at RBFF is very excited just to share these research findings and campaign creative with you. We really hope that you find inspiration to share out with your consumers and various constituents and partners as we work together to really get more women out on the water. Before we look ahead to 2023 and everything we have planned, I'd like to just take a quick look back over the past 5 to 6 years. Fishing participation, as you can see, among females has steadily been increasing since 2016. At 2016, we were at just over 16 million participants. We are now well over 19 million, very close to 20 million here in this past year. So as we can see, the opportunity is here. Some may remember when we launched our Take Me Fishing Women Making Waves campaign back in 2018, given these trends that we were seeing, just to really try to engage with the key audience segments to help drive participation overall. Some results here we put here on the right side of the slide. We had over an 85% video completion rate, which means people watched our full women's ad 85% of the time. So now you think back to a lot of the YouTube ads that you watch, you try to skip ahead to the end as quick as you can, but we have an 85% completion rate, which is great. And that's 15% higher than the industry average. Also back in 2018, our social content outperformed our own general market assets. So at that time, we had women-focused creative. We also had general market-focused creative. Specifically on the social front, it outperformed our general market assets with nearly an 8% engagement rate. And typically what we've seen on our social channels for Take Me Fishing engagement is at about 6.5%. So we outperformed our own standard, and the industry standard here is about 2%. So as you can see here, definitely an opportunity that we wanted to take advantage of. According to numerous data sources here that you can see down in the right side corner, women are the gateway to the greatest growth in fishing and boating participation. 54% of households say mom does most of the activity planning. 70 to 80% of all consumer spending decisions are driven by women. Women are also most likely to introduce their children to fishing. 85% of sons participated in fishing with their mothers, compared to 71 who participated with their fathers, and 63% of daughters participated with their mothers, compared to 45 who participated with their fathers. If we portray women in positive leading roles, we can boost brand, relationship, and choice intent for all demographics. We see this really as a win-win. This is a really low risk, high reward for all of us. This was a study conducted by Ipsos in August of 2021, and you can see 35% are more likely to improve how consumers feel about the brand in the long term, and 20% are more likely to choose the brand if we portray women in leading roles. This female audience represents a massive potential because women really are the gateway to these growth audiences. We have families, we have youth, we have multicultural. This halo effect really has huge potential and payoff for our sports if we put women in the front. And of course, we had to add some financial impacts in here as well. Female anglers pose a significant revenue opportunity for the fishing industry. We just released some research a couple weeks ago. This was a research partnership in conjunction with Southwick Associates. We really wanted to learn more about the financial impact of increasing participation among women. A 10% increase in women's participation in fishing could provide an additional $1 billion in revenue to the sport fishing industry. So for every 1,000 new female anglers, the industry stands to gain an additional $1 million in revenue. Okay, now we kind of get into the research we conducted specifically for this campaign. We set the stage, we know the opportunity is there. Let's dig into the research. We conducted qualitative and quantitative research about a year ago in May of 2022 with leading research company Ipsos. I'm sure many of you are familiar with them and their work. We were really just looking to understand if there's a link between women in the US who fish and some sort of reported mental, emotional resilience or other life benefit for them. Ultimately, we really wanted to know if women who stick with fishing have better outcomes emotionally, mentally, or otherwise. We took our time with this research. We layered in a behavioral science component as well to reveal overt and hidden motivations and beliefs. We really went all in on this research really to help shape the direction of this campaign and messaging in the future. And what did we find? Well, we found that fish aren't the only wonderful things that women find in the water. Based on this research, one thing is clear. Women find the most confident, patient, and resilient versions of themselves on the water. We have active anglers are 24% more likely than non-anglers to say that setbacks don't discourage them. 1 in 5 active anglers say fishing makes them feel like they can do anything they set their mind to. Active female anglers are 25% more likely to say their health is very good compared to non-anglers. Active female anglers are 27% more likely to be satisfied with their lives than non-anglers. Additionally, female anglers also report greater mental strength and stress management than non-anglers. 1 in 4 active anglers say fishing helps them manage their mood and long-term stress. Almost half of active anglers say that fishing teaches them patience. And 1 in 3 active anglers, female anglers, say fishing teaches them how to be still and concentrate. So we have some great insights here. How do we bring these impactful insights to life visually? To start, we had a fantastic team working on this project from day one. Really couldn't be more proud of the work we've done as a team to make all of this come together and come to life visually. From our team here at RBFF to our creative agency and our PR team, Cole McVoy and Exponent, and intentionally partnering with a female director whose vibrant and whimsical flair really put the finishing touches on this creative. If you've seen the video, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the video, we have that to share with you very shortly. We really just hope the excitement comes across in our voices and various communications and social extensions we have sprinkled in here throughout this spring and summer. So just a brief timeline before I turn it over to Joanna, just to show all the work we've done to this point. As mentioned, we started this journey back in May of 22. We knew the opportunity was there. We did our due diligence with the research. From there, we quickly moved to strategy, planning, and reviewing various creative concepts, finally ending at one. And production for all of these great assets started in November, December of 22. And the creative elements were tested earlier this year for launch here in May of 23. So with that said, I will now pass it over to Joanna Lario, who's our Senior Manager of Digital Content, to share with everyone our various campaign assets and campaign extensions.
Thank you, Rachel. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Joanna Lario, and as Rachel said, I'm the Senior Digital Marketing Manager at RBFF. I have been at the organization for the last 3 years, and I work on the Take Me Fishing consumer brand. Working on this campaign has been amazing. As a former college athlete, the empowering message we're giving women and young girls is very important to me. I'm so excited that the campaign is finally out in the world and to be sharing it with you today. After analyzing the data that we got from the woman study that Rachel was talking about, we decided to focus our next campaign on confronting the barriers and changing women's perceptions of fishing. With our Find Your Best Self campaign, we want to show women that fishing and boating are not only for them, but that it will give them amazing benefits that they can incorporate in all areas of their lives. We're now going to share the spot that was directed by Fern Beresford. She's an award-winning director that is known for making commercials with creative and socially conscious concepts that she feels connected to.
And just like that, she starts to grin. A special flame's been lit within. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water. On her own, she's in the zone. Determination can't be thrown. Resilience building in her bones. There's something in the water. With her gator on and her waders on, she can tackle anything till dawn. There must be something in the water. On and off the boat she flies. The sky's the limit. She's soaring high. She's a force of nature on the rise. There's something in the water.
I hope you like the video. It still gets me chills every time I see it, and I've seen it quite a bit. This video is now airing on Disney XD, Freeform, ESPN, YouTube, and YouTube Shorts. We also have a PSA version in English and in Spanish. So, as I said, the video and the campaign launched on May 1st, almost a month, and testing that we did before airing has already shown how powerful this campaign is. Our ad is incredibly motivating to both female anglers and non-anglers. An overwhelming majority of women found the ad appealing, motivating, relevant, and believable. The ad resonated particularly well with mothers who were most likely to say that the ad was relevant and believable. Our ad changes how women see fishing. After watching the ad, women are more likely to see fishing as empowering, exciting activity that builds self-esteem, resilience, and improve mental health. This is great news for breaking down some of those mental barriers to fishing. Representation matters. 86% of Black, Indigenous, and women of color said that they were likely to go fishing after watching the video. And the ad is powerful, motivating for all women new to the sport. 2 in 3 non-anglers say they're likely to try fishing after watching the ad. And of those, 1 in 3 say they're very likely to go fishing. So we're promoting the campaign in various different ways. We're meeting our audience wherever they are consuming media. We're investing in paid search, linear and streaming TV, national print publications, integrated media partnerships, high impact digital, social media, PR activations such as our Fearless Fishing line, and influencer and events. Here you can see a little bit more the percentage of where we're focusing our efforts. We strategically plan our media chart to meet our audience where research shows they're spending the most time. We have found that they're more likely to be inspired to try the sport via storytelling and cultural connection. Our biggest investment will be in streaming, integrated partnerships, paid search, and paid social. In the next slides, we'll go a little bit deeper into our integrated partnerships as we have some really exciting collaborations that we want to share with you all. So to start with those partnerships, this year we're partnering with Forbes for the first time. Since women find their most confident, patient, and resilient version of themselves on the water, we want to share this messaging with powerful women to help us spread the word. Take Me Fishing will be sponsoring the 50 over 50 Forbes list. We'll be a presenting sponsor in the Forbes Power Women Summit in September, and we will have a full ad in the Self-Made Woman issue, as well as digital banners through the summer. We're also partnering for the first time with Vanity Fair. We're pairing a celebrity with a pro angler that is teaching this celebrity the basics of fishing. The fish out of the water will show how fun fishing can be and introduce an entirely new audience to try it. This video was filmed last week, and we will go live this summer on Vanity Fair, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Another first, we are partnering with Hype Bay. Hype Bay, a lot of you might be wondering what it is a go-to destination for women's contemporary streetwear, fashion, beauty, and pop culture. This is a great niche for us to bring fishing to new and younger audiences and showcase that fishing is cool and relevant in mainstream culture. With Hype Bay, we're creating a series of videos called On the Open Water that will feature 2 influential female creatives who draw inspiration from fishing, nature, and water to create their art. These videos will also be in Hype Bay social media channels this summer. And also, we're partnering with Hulu with interactive ads. While watching their favorite shows, consumer can see our spot, scan to get a fishing license, and scroll places to fish near them. In the past, we have done similar activations and have found great results in these interactive streaming ads. Lastly, we're working with more than 20 influencers that have similar target audiences as we do. Each of them will create a series of sponsored content focused on the benefits of fishing and boating, being outdoors, fishing with your families, and how empowering the water can be for women and girls. We're also participating in the TikTok Creative Exchange Program, where TikTok matches brands with creators for the creation of custom video content. We're very excited about this opportunity, as it's also the first time we're testing something like that on TikTok. And I'll pass it over to Joanne, who will talk about PR and communications.
Great, thank you, Joanna. So in order to spread the campaign further, we work on various communications and public relations endeavors. We send out information in our e-newsletter called Newswaves and through press releases about the campaign. And so we look for industry and consumer-facing outlets to pick it up. So here are just a few examples of some of the outlets that have picked up information and shared about the campaign. These include Fishing Tackle Retailer, Adweek, Outdoor Hub, Salmon's Trade Only, and this last one is for a local outlet in Georgia. There's a video with the article actually talking about two teens who left their prom early in order to go fishing. So it's a pretty cute story and video. So we do this in order to reach our consumers where they take in the media. If you don't currently receive our email Newswaves, be sure to sign up for it. There's lots of opportunities on takemefishing.org/corporate to sign up. We're also working on a media trip this year in Bozeman, Montana. These trips help us leverage freelancers, industry, federal and state government partners to create a fishing and boating experience that these media attendees will be able to share throughout their different outlets. For this trip, we are partnering with Sims to provide a fly fishing experience for female media members. This group will go through the fly fishing equipment purchase process so that they, and ultimately their readers, can learn how to be better consumers at a fishing retail location. They will also have a behind-the-scenes tour of the Sims factory. We are partnering with Old Town Kayaks to create a kayaking experience. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks will be in attendance to highlight some of their conservation efforts. And U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will be giving a tour of the Ennis National Fish Hatchery. So getting media and influencers on the water to experience the benefits of fishing and boating led to a lot of social chatter and a lot of great media coverage last year. So we are excited for the buzz to continue after this media trip this year. One other way we are extending the campaign is through a completely new effort this year, the Fearless Fishing Line. Fearless Fishing Line, which was provided by Berkeley, is a limited edition fishing line that conveys all the benefits of fishing and boating that we've been talking about today. It talks about how it can be transformative to women on the water. So we're taking the research and using it to reinforce fishing and boating on this product itself. So promotion of the Fearless Fishing Line includes a sweepstakes, which is launching Monday of National Fishing and Boating Week, so next week, and it's going to be live through June 18th. Select winners will receive a $25 debit card to be used specifically for a fishing license. Our Take Me Fishing social content is going live during National Fishing and Boating Week, encouraging people to enter the sweepstakes. We'll also be using influencers who post about Fearless Fishing Line on social to promote the sweepstakes and the benefits of fishing for women. We can send a few kits to industry stakeholders and state agencies that may want to be a part of the conversation. If you have some social media folks that would like one of these Fearless Fishing Lines to amplify the message, we can send it to you, but there is a little bit of a limited quantity. So you can email, if you're from a state agency, you could email me, Joanna Martonic, for the fishing line, and if you're an industry stakeholder, you can email Rachel Oslander. And we'll show you the emails at the end of the presentation if you need them. And now I'll turn it back to Joanna.
So the last few years have opened the door to fishing for many women, but we're still not getting our fair share of them. If we got women to participate in fishing at the same level as men, that would mean 26% growth for the sport overall. And that's not including any family that they could bring along. Your help in spreading this campaign will help inspire every woman in the nation to try something new, to challenge herself, and to discover the self she can become on the water. So now you might be wondering, how can I help Take Me Fishing and RBFF spread the word? We have prepared a handout, and we'll put a link to it on the chat and on the website with a few campaign shareables that we're going to go through in the following slides. So first of all, you can share our 30 and 60-second video on social media, on your websites, anywhere you want. You will find the links in the PDF, or you can also visit Take Me Fishing YouTube channel. We have also an infographic with our women's research. You might have seen this infographic, and we're making it available for all of you to share as you would want with your audience. Along with the infographic, we created social media carousel to share the results of the research in a way that consumers can find more appealing. You can share all of those on social media. There's 8 different shareables that you can post on their own or together as a carousel. When you share it, please make sure to tag Take Me Fishing channels. We also have 3 print ads that will go on different publications through the summer. They will go on Vogue, Vanity Fair, Outside, Forbes, and Essence magazines. If you have a print publication where you would like this ad displayed, we will have them available to you upon request. We also have created a Find Your Best Self landing page where we show all the benefits from the women's study with a curated selection of our most helpful how-to content to help people get started fishing. Make sure to visit and share this landing page as well. And lastly, we have updated our photo library where you can find more images that can be used for outreach efforts. These images include multicultural families, women-focused imagery, fly fishing, kayak fishing, boating, and outdoor lifestyle. The social media carousel and the infographic will also be available for download there in our photo library. And if you currently do not have a login for this photo library, or you have no clue what I'm talking about right now, please email marketing@takemefishing.org and we'll get you set up.
Great, thank you very much, Rachel and Joanna. And I'd like to thank the entire RBFF team and our creative agencies, Cole McVoy and Exponent, in helping make this happen. It's taken a lot of work from a lot of people to get this exciting campaign going. I hope you can all join us to help amplify the messaging to women and share the campaign so all of us can find our best selves on the water. We have our contact information here. If you have some general questions about the campaign itself, feel free to connect with Rachel or Joanna. If you're from industry, you can connect with Rachel Oslander and myself for state agencies, especially around if you have questions around the photo library or fearless fishing line. So now we actually have some time for Q&A. Okay, so it looks like we have a few questions. The first question is, will the pro angler be a woman or a man for the Vanity Fair shoot?
The pro angler will be a woman. We are all about putting women in the forefront here for this entire campaign. So the celebrity talent and the pro/avid angler will be a female.
And I apologize, it looks like PowerPoint decided to shut itself down at the exact right moment since we were at questions. The next question we have is, are we able to add our own branding on the video? At this time, we are not allowing it. There might be some opportunities for co-branding down the road, which we will announce later this summer, but at the current time, we hope we'll just be able to use the Take Me Fishing logo. Are you planning some events at ICAST? We do plan to be at ICAST. We are actually going to showcase one of our first catch centers there as well. We will have some of our staff there, and I know there is some female-focused events that we're still working on the details right now.
Yeah, I can, this is Rachel P. I can speak for Rachel A. She's managing most of ICAST. She's not here, unfortunately, right now at the moment, but we do have some female-focused networking events planned, and I'm sure there'll be further events planned down the road. We're happy to keep everybody here on that list of the events we have planned there down in July.
Thanks, Rachel. Another question is, can I share the links in a few pictures in my fishing charter newsletter?
The links, yes.
So links and pictures. Pictures from the photo library.
Pictures from the photo library, yes. Links, yes.
And if you have specific requests on that, on what specifically to share, feel free to reach out to me. This is Rachel P. And we'll make sure we can connect you with people here internally directly if you have any questions on what can and can't be shared with your various outreach efforts.
All right, next question is, who will be the female fly angler influencers you will be working with? Also, will they be attending consumer events on Take Me Fishing's behalf?
So we cannot share the names right now until those activations are public, but feel free to follow us on Take Me Fishing, and you will find out soon.
Yes, we're just firming contracts up. So until we have those, we're kind of trying to keep it quiet for now, but it will be exciting.
Thank you. Next question. When does the Vanity Fair campaign launch?
In July.
Are there any more questions? Please put them into the questions box if you have any more. Just give it another minute. Appreciate everybody's taking the time to join the webinar today. I'm not seeing any more questions, so I think we'll probably wrap it up. If you do have any questions down the road, please feel free to contact us. Oh, two more questions. When did or when will be the PSA version of the video launch?
So the PSA versions are already available. They just depend on how they picked up with different stations. But we're hoping it's really going to be picked up by a lot of them through the year.
The great news this year, and I'll just add that we were able to literally take the paid media spot that we put out in market and make it a PSA. That's probably one of the first times we've been able to mirror the paid to the PSA, at least since I've been at RBFF, which doubles, potentially triples the in-market amplification for this campaign, which is really exciting to see. So hopefully, by this time next year, we'll have some really good results on everything.
Did you say that they can use the print ads?
Yes, so they can use the print ads, but please email us to request. We want to know in what publications they're going to be at. But yes, we really want them out. So please email us and we'll give you more information on that.
Great, thanks. Are there studies or research available on the website to use?
Yes, so the women's research is on the website to use, and the infographic and the shareables with the more digestible bits of the research will be available to use, and we'll follow up on an email on how you can find all of that information.
This next question is a bit more broad, not about the campaign specifically, but are there print sports media publications that you have found helpful?
That's a good question.
I think we look at a lot of the different publications, especially to see the diversity in them. So we do take a little bit of note of who's doing similar work out there, showing women or diverse audiences. but I don't know if there's any specifically that we'd say. Okay. I might have missed it, but what were the top barriers women identified to going fishing?
I would need to bring that up quickly. I cannot remember off the top of my head. I know they're in the infographic that Joanna shared with this presentation.
But some of them were women cannot see themselves in the sport. They have some problems finding gear that they can use, and some other representation challenges.
If you give me a minute, I'll get to that infographic.
One of the big things too that keeps coming up in research that we do is just the sense of community. I think a lot of women go out, sometimes it's initially either by themselves or with maybe a couple other people, but to keep going, just the value of having like-minded people who look like you to keep enjoying the activity that you're enjoying. So that's something we plan to layer on here with this Find Your Best Self campaign here in year 2 and year 3 of the campaign. We definitely don't see this as a one and done, but something we can essentially build on and keep adding layers to make it that much more effective.
And we do, I think Rachel mentioned it, but we do have this research online. So if you want the nitty-gritty details, it's there to be downloaded on our takemefishing.org/corporate website. The next question we have is, what would be the best way for a freelance writer to participate in this campaign?
Yeah, so if you want to maybe write for us, you can email us and we can see if there's something that can match for our blog. But also you can share this study and this messaging on social media or any other outlets where you write. But yeah, shoot us an email and we can see what we can do.
Okay. I think it looks like we were about out of time. If there are any questions we did not get to, we will circle back with you. I'll email you and connect you with the appropriate presenter. So thank you all very much for your time today. I'd like to again thank you to Rachel and Joanna for their work putting together not just the campaign, but this webinar itself. Before you leave, please remember to take the survey that's going to pop up as you exit out of the webinar. We really appreciate your feedback. Our next webinar is going to be in mid-July with FishBrain. You'll hear more about what FishBrain is, how to use it successfully, and more. So please be on the lookout for that. This, as I mentioned, this webinar was recorded and we'll send out an email to notify you when the recording is available for viewing. Thank you all very much and enjoy the rest of your day.